Hey traders, Raghee here, coming to you from the Austin mentorship here, downtown Austin, and this is the last day of the mentorship. So it's been a really good couple of days, and we're going to go ahead and do a quick wrap up of a few of the positions that I have on right now. Tomorrow's a big day, whether you're an index equities futures trader, looking at bonds, looking at gold, the currencies, dollar, yen, euro. Got a lot going on tomorrow, and I'll be covering a lot of that in the premium video here today. But, you know, one thing to remember for those of you that are thinking about trading this tomorrow, this event with the FOMC, a couple things to keep in mind. Dollar index, you know, if you're thinking the dollar is really going to do a move that could break the downtrend, please think twice, because this is a highly discounted, pretty much, I won't call it 100%, right? But this is a very discounted move. In other words, the expectations are absolutely high, if not certain, that the FOMC is going to hike rates, and yet here's the dollar again dipping below 97 and the 20-period simple moving average. So, you know, don't think that just because the FOMC hikes that suddenly we're going to be up through 98 and break this downtrend. In fact, do not be surprised if the market sees a move to say 97.50, even 97.45, and sells into any kind of strength in the greenback. I do not believe this is going to alter the downtrend. Okay, so that's one narrative. The other is, this was a huge lesson, and I really want to make sure I cover this in the free video so everybody can see it, and that is the intraday setups we've been looking at. We had a setup we talked about in the post-close chat. So for those of you that don't know, first thing every morning, these are my favorite, say, 3 hours of the day, 8 to 10 a.m. Eastern, and then 4:05 to about 4:35, maybe 5 o'clock Eastern. Those are really 3 hours that I love looking at the markets, and it allows me to take a look at the markets before they open and after they close. And that might sound funny, Raghee, you don't like looking at the markets while they're open? Yeah, maybe the first 30 minutes after the bell rings, after the cash open, but for the most part, no. I think those 3 hours give me everything I need to trade, because I'm looking at longer term setups. I'm not looking at babysitting a 2-minute or a 5-minute chart. I mean, typically we'll look at 5 or 15s, but that's about as short term as I'll get. And you'll hear me say something a lot, which is, if my trust is low, I'll keep a tight leash. Low trust, tight leash. And that's going to be a shorter term time frame. So we've had a Nikkei long position on from 19,805, and a lot of traders ask, well, Rog, you know, what's another way to get in? And so we played a 19,853, 855, what I call wave rollover. We talked about that yesterday. Well, then the next setup we talked about was this kind of congestion to consolidation pattern, which actually just exploded as I'm getting ready to record this free video in the 50-minute time frame. We set this up in the chat room, not but, let's see, what, about 35 minutes ago? So this is just a continuation of that intraday uptrend. So love this trigger. What a cool way to see the Nikkei continue higher. All right, the last symbol I want to leave you with for this video is the NAS, and this was a very cool setup in that we had triggered a wave reversal, same entry as the Nikkei, on the NQ, and this morning we were managing this into the open, and the question was, Rog, what are the upside targets? And one of them was 57.45. The other was 57.65, and the way we calculated this, and this is what's so important, these calculations have to be repeatable, otherwise how do you do them? They can't be all feel and gut and things like that. I trade what I see, and I've mentioned a few times in the back of John's book, John Carter, Mastering the Trade, who is our head options trader here at Simpler. He and Henry both. I've learned tons about options trading from them. And, you know, I'm a great futures trader and currencies trader, and I've traded ETFs and equities for a long time, but options are something that I would not call my superpower, my power band, you know. So I've learned a lot in the last 4 years, and I've gotten much more accurate with what options trading that I do. It just goes to show there's always room for improvement and learning. But this is one tool that maybe you can add to your repertoire, if you will. This is the price movement range by day of week. So the idea is you grab the low that we had put in today, which was 57.15 on the NAS. And the question was, Rog, what's the next upside target? So what we do is we take 57.15, add the upper end of price movement ranges, as you can see was that 50 or 51 points, add it, and what do we get? 57.65, 57.66, right? So we put a second target out there at 65. Take a look at today's high, 68. Perfect, right? This is how we can see around corners. This is information that we can use to project where the market might go, basically anywhere from as short term as about 15 to about a day, 15 minutes to 1440 minutes. We can project what the potential highs and lows can be. Not a directional tool, right? I've got my wave and grab for that, but a tool that can show us what the range extreme highs and lows could be based upon average to upper end price movement. So, all right, that's what I wanted to leave you with here today in this video. A little recap of trades we talked about yesterday. You can see how they panned out, how we found some targets, and in the premium video we're going to dive into some of the markets that are going to be in play for the FOMC and fine-tune our watch list and the underlying market trends and time frames we're going to focus on. And don't forget, or remember I should say, I'll see you all from 8 to 10 Eastern, and then again we'll have FOMC coverage, special coverage from 1:30 p.m. to approximately 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. I will be hopping on an aeroplane and I'll be flying back to Florida HQ, so we will not have the post-close session. I'll be getting ready to board a plane and fly back to my family after an awesome handful of days here in Austin, so I will catch up with you all back to our regular schedule on Thursday. Okay, take care.